Hello, YouTube. I don't know if my. I don't know why I don't have control over my mic. But here I am in Panera again. Nope, it was not connected to my mic. So these earbuds are a waste of time. If somebody could tell me how to get my YouTube to record from my Bluetooth earbuds, that'd be pretty sweet of you. Yikes. I am going to write, and you are welcome to look over my shoulder and chit chat with me if you want. If nobody does that, then I'll just leave this one private and no one needs to know I did it. If I get a little bit of an audience, maybe I can go outside and sit in the rain and I can. Nobody's gonna hear this, but yeah. Whatever. Let's see if anybody remembers me and see what happens. Jesus fucking Christ. You can really tell when a guy is spoiled. You can. These dudes who don't know how to modify their volume because their mothers never told them to be quiet because their mothers just were never good mothers to them. Shut up with your inane talk. And if you can't keep it to yourself, keep your volume down. I do not need to hear every single word you're saying, every single piece of inflection. You don't need to be projecting it so that the entire dining room has to listen to your shitty conversation about how you think all of your friends have jobs that give paid time off. Shut up. Shut up. Just shovel food in your mouth and shut up. Oh, I see. He's 22. He just graduated in 2023 and got his first job in August. That's why his talk is inane. He's an inane person with no life experience. Let me just smash my face into this table. Because this old man who came over here and wanted to mean mug me for working back here is now sitting down at his table and encouraging him to talk. Now, the old man's volume is appropriate so that I can hear him, but he's going to talk to this 20-something like this 20-something matters worth a damn for anything. And that... Shut up. 20-somethings. Shut up. No, when it rains, it doesn't pours. It's been drizzling. It's not even pouring. Shut up. God. I can't deal with these people's conversation. I have them muted because if I'm not talking, it's, rude to eavesdrop on their conversations or encourage you to eavesdrop on their conversations. But oh my God, I can't. I have to do something about this inane talk. I gotta, wow. Like, there's something to be said. Oh no, it's not gonna let me do both. There's something to be said for forgiveness, right? For tolerance and for suffering through things that are upsetting to you. But man, I find dumb shit so upsetting. I'm getting bored with being homeless. Just the whole, all of it. I'm getting bored with the people I talk to and that I see every day. I'm getting bored with sitting in this Panera for whatever it's been, 6 weeks. But what you don't understand is that I would already be bored with a retail job. I probably already have had 2 jobs by now. Just would have quit because I just couldn't take the tedium anymore. I'm not coming in here. This is fucking boring. But that's what I'm writing about, and that's what the writing is for. It's to process these feelings because sharing my frustration and my negative emotions with other human beings, I keep being told is pushing you away. So I could just save those for Thursday, I guess. Maybe it's the barometric pressure. Maybe I just need to smoke more. I wish I had better tools for making long form videos in YouTube because I'm homeless and I don't have access to a PC. I mean, I do, but inconsistent, and I don't like to get out the, the PC and mess with my YouTube in the library right now because the library, all the computers that I have access to are open, and I just don't want people standing behind me. I don't even like typing up my Patreons frankly, but also, frankly, my Patreons aren't exactly public friendly. They're definitely not children friendly. I speak about adult topics. I mean, if you've been listening to anything I've been making lately, the adult world isn't exactly YouTube conversation friendly. Like, right now, what people are talking about is prawn and abortion, things you're not allowed to talk about. We're not allowed to talk about the R word and consent, and we're not allowed to talk like grown-ups. And so I wish YouTube had better resources for that, like so that I could go through this and every time I talk to you like this, I could just easily cut it out into a short video. When I'm screen capping, well, mean, I can do this. So like if I'm talking and I reach, oh, I've just said something important, I can cut out 5 minutes of it, but it could be better. They could do better because there's going to be 4 minutes of that's silence. And it's not just that they could do better, it's that Studio could be better. Studio could be an actual suite of editing tools, even for free. If only because Google needs to compete right now with Microsoft, and Microsoft offers a free video editing suite for the PC that you can access through the browser. So I can't imagine it would be difficult. The point really is that having the raw video isn't conducive for me, and I can't afford an editor. Even if my videos were worth an editor, I don't know that what anything I'm saying is worth being edited and made to look slick. I'm not doing sketches and stuff. Even when I'm singing or whatever, it's impromptu and it's supposed to not sound awesome. I'm just trying to sound bad for the joke. Oh, well. That's what I was thinking about. Some of the things I'm thinking are going to be for the writing. I'm just going to say them to you instead of making shorts. And then maybe what I'll do is when I'm done, I'll just clip out moments. I don't know. I do know that I am discouraged more often than I am encouraged. power cord for my phone keeps moving of its own accord. It's like everything is conspiring to distract me today. I'm thinking about, I don't know if I'm exactly writing about, but I am thinking about how if you want to make a new religion, or you want to make a new philosophy, or you want to make a new, better approach to what is called the good life, which does mean Christian, but in Greek is the word Christian. If you want to do a new, what you can't do is cherry pick the old highest standards and discard some of them. That's what modernity gets wrong. That's what all the morality systems of the last 400 years have gotten wrong, is they think that they can take the love thy neighbor, love thy enemy as thyself and discard it and be better. But you can't. You have to make that a habit. You have to integrate. You have to make that part of your integrity, and then you can raise the bar. But it's like in poker. It's like in poker. If the small blind is 250, that means the large blind is going to be 500, typically. And so if you're playing small blind, in order to continue playing the game, you don't get to say, well, I've cherry picked out $250 of the pot to put in, and that's what we're going to play. I'm going to play 250. No, you have to put the whole 500 in order to play. And so religion, spirituality, the good life, morality, science, everything develops this way. Imagine if Isaac Newton had I don't know, just cherry picked out cherry picked in the geocentric nature of the universe. That he just assumed and made all of his mathematics fit the idea that the Earth is at the center of the universe. Well, it's wrong. And so that part that you cherry picked naturally gets cherry picked because it's naturally the fruit that needs to be eaten. It's the part that needs to be destroyed. That's why Jesus said that people would be known by their trees, and trees that don't bear good, or people would be known by their fruit, and people that don't bear good fruit would be thrown in the fire. You can't cherry pick that out and do better than his message. People get all confused with this all the time. You can't do better than Jesus without Jesus. And since Alexander, the noble and now the bourgeoisie impulse has been to look at X great person and say, by Y year they did Z thing, and that's what I have to live up to. Everybody does it. I tried doing that, and I was like, this is stupid. I don't have the specific environmental pressures and then on me that Stephen King did. And then when I read on writing, I went, oh yeah, no, I haven't been sending bad short stories to magazines for publication since I was a small child. No. Of course I'm not published by, and of course I'm not making all of the money in the universe by whatever year that he did it. Of course he was on the path, and of course he did the things he did. That's all he ever wanted. He aimed himself at that from the time he could aim himself. That's what happens. You achieve the things you want to do when you aim yourself at them that young, because you're willing to make the sacrifices necessary to become the things you want to be. One of the things I've always wanted to be is an ascetic. When I was 18, I had an opportunity to go to California. There was a Buddhist monastery that was willing to bring me to California and make me an ascetic and teach me how to be a monk. And I chose to protect my father instead. That never works, by the way. Have you ever read a short story or any amount of fiction where the child staying home to protect the parent actually succeeds in protecting the parent and doesn't ruin their lives? It ruined my life. My parents ruined my life on purpose. My father is in my Facebook messages right now, just waiting for the opportunity to devastate and destroy and ruin my life. Because any improvement that it makes while he's in it, he gets to take credit for. If he destroys it, well, anything better. Well, I made it better. Look how much better I made it. Yeah, but you also ruined it. But people don't understand the difference. They don't understand that a difference should be made. So the things we set ourselves at as children, if we identify what we want to be and what we want to do, and we fantasize and we think and we goal orient ourselves from the time we're children, we'll land up where we're going to land up. Where we land up is because we brought ourselves here. Now, if you don't, where you end up, you still brought yourself there. You just did it ad hoc. There's nothing wrong with that either. I'm not saying there's a right or a wrong. I'm saying that that Alexander was king of the known universe by age 33 means that you have to be king of the known universe by age 32 is stupid. That's stupid. That's pressure put on you by an unloving mother so that the unloving mother can be famous. Speaking of things I'm not allowed to talk about on Twitter, that's why Lily Phillips is famous. Because her mother wanted to do some nasty shit in the 90s and didn't have the courage, so she abused her child into doing it. She aimed her at it, and look where she is. There is very much something to be said for those of you who were aimed at these by your parents. So I just posited to myself in the journal the question of whether if it's not a challenge, it's even worth doing. And I don't know that I know the answer to that question. Man, it is coming down out there. I'm starting to get afraid for my tent. I should tell this story. I woke up with a slug on my head today. That hole in my tent. There was a spider in my tent last night too. That hole in the exterior of my tent. It doesn't invite and it doesn't attract bugs, but they can get in. I keep thinking a big infusion of cash is going to come. I feel like it's going to come. Because I really... I don't know if it's that I need to move, but I need to be prepared into the future to get out of that tent because it's gonna mildew. Going to mildew is not what it is mildewing. And on warm days like today, like it's in the 50s or in the 40s today, and pouring ass rain, those are the days that it just... I'm gonna come back to my tent and it's gonna stink. And God, I hope it's dry. It stayed dry last night. It stays dry most nights. I have like a drip of water, a splash of water. My phone was in the same spot all night, and I woke up with one drop of water on it. So it's not like not mostly waterproof. It's not like I'm going to walk back there and my tent's going to be soaking wet on the inside. I'm not worried about that. I am praying that that doesn't happen. I would like you to pray that that doesn't happen. I think what I'm feeling is a lamentation that I don't have any friends. Well, that I have one friend. I don't think everybody knows this. I don't think everybody really knows what my options are as a person with my particular mental health. People always tell me, well, surrender yourself to a church, go to a church, go to a church. Churches won't even let me in the front door. Not on days, not Sunday. I've tried. They won't let me in. Not even to worship. I used to carry a Bible around in my hand. So my other option is to get a job that I won't be able to hold because, like I already said, opening this, I would have already quit. The first time somebody opens their mouth to me and says something rude to me, I'm going to reach across the counter, I'm going to snatch a hold of him, I'm going to beat him until I go to prison. Just badly enough to keep myself with 3 hots and a cot. And that's just what my life is going to be like. This is why people with violent crime felonies can't find work. And so my only other option is to throw myself on the mercy of the public and use my skills and my intellect to get me something. Or and this one really upsets people who aren't me. So maybe you've never heard this. I have to be convincingly in a place where I'm thinking about my own self-end, self-murder. I don't know why I'm not allowed to say that word. It's so stupid. So stupid that you're not allowed to be monetized and speak frankly and use words and talk about grown-up activities as an adult in public. It's so stupid. PC is so stupid, and our self-censored culture is so stupid. And frankly, if you buy into it, you're stupid. You're so weak-minded and weak-willed that somebody else saying the R word or the self-end word will make you go out and do them? Shut up. You maybe should. The second one, if that's where you're at. If you're that weak, come on. They don't make robot legs for that. Come on. Anyway, my third option is to convince the hospital that I'm convincingly seeking my own end. Because otherwise they won't take me. They won't take anyone. Because mental hospitals, psych wards, since Obama, they don't help people. They don't take people. You have to be rich. You have to be rich to get long-term care. It was always evil, but it was evil because they were overwhelmed by a frankly impossible task that they'd given themselves. I don't really think you appreciate how large a percentage of the population is just not emotionally and mentally prepared coming out of high school to be an adult. All this adulting stuff. Yeah, everybody that complains like that should be institutionalized and would have been 50 years ago. Institutionalized. I can't even get institutionalized. Because of the Democrats. Because of Obama. You know, there's a... I could find it if I felt like. There's a Bill Burr joke where he's talking about how when he was a kid in the 70s or the 80s or whatever, the homeless weren't like they are now. They were just winos, drunks, bums, whatever. People who couldn't get and hold a job. People who didn't want to be meaningfully productive or to contribute in any kind of way. People just losers, life losers. And now they're people that scream out and attack trees. And it's like, yeah, because people who need to be institutionalized can't be institutionalized because all the institutions are open door. Because they were frankly evil. And here we are. People who need it, people like me, who just like an actual vacation, like a detox from the corporate and relationship trauma that I've been on. It's time to really work with a professional every day on getting my mind right. I could go back to work. especially in a hospital setting where maybe my pelvis could heal too. I could go back to work, and then some woman could find me viable, and then you'd never hear from me ever again. And so you get what you want, but you can't have what you want. So I have maybe a story and a comment. I'm standing outside of PetSmart the other day at my bus stop. At the bus stop, right? Standing outside PetSmart, I've got my poncho on because it's snowing, right? I look homeless, and this guy comes out of PetSmart. Give me a second. So this guy comes out of PetSmart thumbing a wad of money, and at least the wad was a 20 wrapped around other bills. Thumbing this wad of money, and he walks over to me and he starts to hand it to me, and I look at him and I'm like, and he looks at me and he takes it back, and I didn't open my hand up. I asked him, I said, "Do you know what you're doing?" And he goes, "Oh, I thought you were one of those, the money guys." And I said, "A Salvation Army guy?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Nope, I'm just waiting here at the bus stop." And he goes, "Oh, there's not even a money bucket thing over here, is there?" And I said, "Nope, just a homeless guy at a bus stop." And he looks at me and he goes, "But you have to admit, you look just like one of them." And I'm like, okay, so you don't know that the people standing there ringing the bell are homeless. Those are people who are sleeping at the Salvation Army. And that's how they give back to the Salvation Army, is by standing outside in the miserable cold, accepting donations for the Salvation Army. You don't know that. Okay. What do you think we do all the day? What do you think we do all day? It's that you don't think. You just don't think. You don't know what we do all day, so you don't even think about it. Because if you were to think about it, you might put yourself in a position where A, you sympathize with us, and B, maybe you think that would be preferable, and C, maybe you actually end up homeless someday. Drink up, shoot in, let the beatings begin. Distributor of pain, your loss becomes my gain. Tell him, James. Anger, misery, you'll suffer unto me. Harvester of sorrows. So now I'm writing and thinking about how I could be working on Rob. It could be my masterpiece. It could make J.K. Rowling look like she was wasting all of our time, which she was absolutely wasting all of your time. I didn't even finish the first book. It was dumb as shit. That doesn't matter. But I refuse because it's available to you and you won't look at it. So what am I supposed to do? Am I just supposed to read it for you in an unfinished and that pisses me off. Fuck you. No. What, I'm just supposed to constantly make everything I do free and then put all this infinite amount of effort into it to polish it the best I can for you just to not even appreciate it, not even look? The stuff I work the hardest on, you won't even look at because you know that I've worked hard on it. And because I've worked hard on it, you owe me. So you just won't even. It makes me hate you. Just every day. Worse and worse and worse. Because you don't get better. I don't even know what the point is. I legitimately don't know why I'm doing any of what I'm doing. I could just as easily, and I would get less bullshit for it. If all I did was get stoned, play video games, I would get less shit. Because then I would be doing what you expect a homeless person to do. Just sit around and get stoned and play video games and smoke cigarettes all day. Nowhere, considering where the money to do all that comes from. Where are the actually enlightened free thinkers that I was promised were going to be in the 2020s? I was promised that everyone in the 2020s was going to be an enlightened free thinker. Where are you? Where's one person who's read a book? I just wrote the line, they say that good help is hard to find. Fuck good help. I can't find bad help. I think that's funny. It's also very true. When my sister was telling me she was going to help me get out of my situation. I was saying, I don't want out of my situation. He's like, no, 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 you're going to come live with me. And no, I don't want to do that. Oh, no, 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 I'm going to put myself in all this debt. I'm going to get my stress level all ratcheted up and I'm going to get all mad at you. Yeah, I don't want you to do that. Yeah, I'm not surrendering myself to that circumstance. Why did you let me do all of this? I told you not to. You're all like that. All of you are like that. And I told her, I said, if I told you I needed help. I didn't tell you I wanted you to do my homework for me. And she's like, well, that is help. I was helping. And it's like, well, no. If I were painting my house and I asked you to come over and help me paint the house, what you're doing is taking a pressure washer to my driveway. That's great. I now have a clean driveway, but I have a whole new set of problems because you just splashed all of that dirt and mud all over my house I'm trying to paint. Idiots. God. Use a tiny bit of forethought. Or here's an idea. Ask a good question. Why? How? What? How could I help? Do you need help? What is it? How can I help? And then when you're given what you could do it. It reminds me of there's a Neebs moment where Simon and Doralius, who used to be roommates, but Simon and Doralius are doing something in 7 days, and I think it's 7 days, and Simon's like, well, I wanted you to do this, and Dora's like, well, I kind of wanted to do this to help, and Simon's like, well, that's not really helping me at all. That's just what you want to do, and you're telling me that it benefits me. I really need you to do this. And he's like, yeah, but I don't want to do that. And Simon's like, you don't want to help me then. Right. You don't want to help me. You want to do what you want to do, and you want to get the credit for helping. And that's fine. It is fine. Because I don't mind if I actually benefit from it. But if I'm not actually benefiting from it, fuck you a lot. Like, you understand that, right? Has no one ever told you to fuck yourself before? Like, has no one ever, how sheltered are you? I don't know. My parents used to beat me up. Just to beat me up like bullies just to do it. So we can't relate like friends anyway, because your parents didn't just beat you up because they had a bad day. Like, your mom didn't come home from work and then just hit you with a closed fist because she could. Your mom didn't wake you up just punching you in the head, neck, and shoulder, head, neck, shoulder, chest area because she could. That didn't happen to you. So, like, to ascend you must die, you must be crucified for our sins and our lives. Goodbye. Thank you, Tool. Ba, 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 ba. don't expect anyone to show up, and I don't expect anyone who does show up to stay. I don't expect comments. I just need the proof. You understand that what I need is the proof. Because people come into my life and they say, oh, surely someone loves you. Surely you have friends. Surely someone believes in you. Surely someone says nice things to you. No matter how many times I fish and say, nobody says nice things to me. Nobody checks in on me. It just doesn't happen. Like, if I just stopped posting tomorrow, like if I just didn't post for the rest of the week, no one would say anything. No one. No one would notice. No one would care. I wouldn't be a subtraction in anybody's life. No one would care. No one would lament. You understand that that feeling is why people kill themselves. It's all I've thought about for like the last couple of days. How easy and consequence-free it would be for me to die. No one cares. Alright, so it wasn't my intention. I guess it only makes sense. But it wasn't my intention to spoil the journal today. But sometimes my journal takes on like a Nietzsche approach, where it's just sort of paragraphs or sentences, sometimes strung together, not really. I'm not writing a book. Read my work. Just read my work. There's no amount of selling it. You can't sell literature. Read it or don't. Read it or don't. You're not going to. When I was a boy, my dad would have these moments of prescience, moments of wisdom. Usually, frankly, because I asked a good question. That's what good questions do, is they bring out the deity, the theoi in all of us. They bring out Philalitheia from all of us. Because if you ask a good enough question, a searching and deep and considered, not considerate, considered enough question, you'll catch people telling the truth when they don't mean to. So I'm trying to teach you guys to ask me questions. It's like girls always say they want to explore their fantasies in a safe place with somebody who's not going to judge them. Well, I'm trying to help you explore your questions in a safe place where no one's going to judge you. My dad, one day, he said to me, and I've always agreed with him, but I think he's wrong. He has to be wrong because of what I'm going to say. He said the only thing a man's got in this world is his word. Without that, he's got nothing. And so if you've been listening to me the last couple of days, you have noticed that I am consistently frustrated when people accuse me of being a liar. So anymore, you don't even have to grant that people are their word. Just assume everybody's lying, and you get to just accuse everyone of being lying. And lying from a place of malice. And you don't have to have proof. You don't have to have evidence. You don't even have to have a good motive. You just take everything a man's got and leave him with nothing just to do it. Just because you can. What does that say about you? Do you like yourself after you do that? Or do you know that you're nothing? That you've actually got nothing, so you just gotta go around and take away everybody else's? Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Stone cold roast.
But you also get to watch every hit that I take today. I haven't really gotten stoned before I started this. So you can tell me how true what I've said about myself is, actually. As far as whether the getting stoned makes me more talkative, makes me more thoughtful. The reason that I brought up the outright accusing someone being a liar thing is I got in my feelings about another stupid old argument that I got in. And I couldn't even remember the specifics of the argument then. All I knew is that I was pissed off because somebody was trying to get me to prove a negative. And so I Googled the idiom proving a negative. Because you can't prove a negative. That's what they say. And then Google's AI gave me a whole bunch of ways that you can prove a negative. And then I found a philosophical argument article, educational material for university students that made it very clear that you cannot prove a negative. You can't prove it. You can't prove that something doesn't exist. Trying is a waste of time. It's an argument tactic to get you to spin your wheels in infinite mud. I think I actually used that idiom recently. But that's all argument is. That's all debate is. Anybody that's got any training in debate, that's all it is. It's about getting your opponent to spin their wheels, because you're not actually trying to come to the conclusion. You're not in the rooms that make decisions if you're in a debate. If you're in a debate club, you are not in a legislative body. Do you understand? If you're having a debate on Twitter, even if you're being filmed and it's going onto YouTube, you are not in a legislative body. No matter what happens in that debate room with the people that are in that debate room, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's entertainment. Do you not know that? Do you really not know that? Like when, I can't remember his name. I heard it. Bart Ehrman does his debates, his Bible scholarship debates. He's not in a biblical scholarship legislative body. He doesn't work for the Pope. He doesn't work for like Methodist Super Congress. It's just some guy. Like, you know when somebody's argument is good because they're being interviewed on the Senate floor in the United States. They've been invited to the United Nations Congress to speak. They're speaking in the House of Commons in the UK. You could lose the entire House of Lords in the English Channel, and UK would be fine. I know that because that happened once. History is great. It wasn't Parliament, but a noble family. The entire family just went missing in the channel. They didn't go missing. Their ship sank. But yeah, a lot of people died. It's not actually funny, but it is kind of funny. It's funny because it happened a long time ago, very far away, and not to me. That's why it's funny. If I laugh at it, there's a chance that it doesn't happen to me in the future. And laughing at it allows me to think about it into the future so that I can learn the lesson. Don't get on that boat. James Hetfield is telling me about how he's the house that Jack built. I'm assuming that Jack is his dad. I don't know. I like this song, but the lyrics are... Well, that's probably always the case. I like this song, but the lyrics are kind of dumb. But that used to be my opinion of every single Metallica song. I'd say Anger would be so cool if he had just dropped the vocal line an octave. I'm madly in anger with you is a great line to write down, but then once you sing it and you hear it back, you're like, yeah, we can't play this live. I'm in a better mood than I'm stoned, so maybe some of you will see it. Maybe somebody will. Yes, that's worth $60 of my dollars a month.
Yeah. Yes.
Between you and me, future audience member, it's probably going to be like 2 of you in the lifetime of this video. Inconvenient truth is too good of an idiom for Al Gore to have it forever. Inconvenient truth is just such a good idiom. And we use it ironically because Al Gore's a dickhead.
Right? A lot of work. But then when you're cooking a lot of food for your family, what are you gonna have? So my father, so he was looking today. What did he?
I'm gonna take a break. I gotta step away from my table for a few minutes. Actually, I might just call that an hour today because this place is going to slow down soon, and I might want to read, or I might want to play some Hearthstone before Madge gets on. Thanks for watching.